everybody? Welcome to the Quarantine Podcast. Today in studio, from all the way from Montreal, we got the one and only John Godard.
Hey, party people.
What's up, John?
Not much. My fucking apartment is a laundry basket.
Whose isn't at this point?
Yeah,
That's
I
wild,
don't have enough
dude.
laundry. Man, it's full. The basket is full, and I don't want to do it.
When was the last
Yeah.
time you did laundry?
Oh man, 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Especially the
Yeah, well, I have a
Laundry's o-
closet. I have a closet like you wouldn't believe.
laundry's okay, but the dry cleaners. What if you need something dry clean?
Yeah.
But why are you
Yeah.
dry cleaning anything? And where are you going? Do you have
Yeah.
to dry clean anything?
Some people still have to do certain things. You go out, have a suit. Go meet people. Go to Tam Tams.
Tam
Like-
with his shoes.
Gonna dry clean your muck with downtown.
Got your Tam suit on.
Are you
So
guys taking hydrochloroquine?
Every day. I just had some right now.
Did you? Cheers, buddy.
Oh, it tastes so good. I feel so much better. I feel safe.
Look at the coffee mug that says "guy," dude. that looks like
That's a humongous coffee mug, man.
yeah. It was like
Bro.
some like
Who's
German.
mine?
It's just
No.
keep
Sid.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all good. So what's
Oh.
up, guys?
like that.
Guys, what's going on in Montreal? What's the word over there?
The
I've
word
asked
is
some
that
people
we're opening
outside.
up
Do
on
you
the
guys go out?
25th. That's the
People are
word.
crazy here. People are nuts here.
Oh yeah?
They're fucking crazy. The parks are full.
Yeah.
I have an elevator in my building, and I wait, and I don't get in if there's anyone in there. And sometimes it'll open, and twice this same guy. He's like, no, come in.
What the hell?
Sounds like very very good neighbors.
Yeah, very friendly. No, it's no problem. He says, no mask.
Nothing. You're like, no. I'd rather wait.
But someone told me that people are starting to wear masks now.
No.
Yes.
I went shopping 2 days ago and it was maybe 10% of people wear masks.
Yeah.
And
None of
Yeah.
the employees.
none of the employees, 10% wear masks. I think they're just I think there's only so much you can do to control it. They're gonna open it up. They have no choice at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah, I
Like,
think you're right. I
there,
think that,
is what you were saying, Sid. Like, think about it from a financial point. Like, the government can, they can say all they want, like safety first and all this stuff. But when you look at the deficit in the bank account, you're like, okay, well, we're just gonna have to let a couple people die.
But it's gonna come to the people
That's
have
exactly how they said it.
I never knew who the minister of the economy was in Quebec until today, and he probably wasn't on television once until today.
We have
They
one.
say they're going to open things up. Oh, hey, hi, everybody.
We have one.
Yeah, we have one. We have a minister of the economy.
Amazing.
I
Wow.
know. Everybody thought that Arruda was the king of Quebec.
King of Quebec.
Oh, hopefully not. That he's a clown.
Yeah, he is.
He's gonna start dancing. You give him.
Did
It was hilarious when they said, if you're over 60, between 60 and 70, you do not report to work. And then, and then the next day, looks like it's going to be okay. Right up till 70, you go ahead. Everyone in the ocean.
Yeah, but that's the weird thing. Like, we're saying, like, oh, we can go back or whatever. We're trying to figure this out, which I'm okay with a gradual going back to normal. The problem, though, is the way that they're trying to figure out, like, how to do that so that people don't really take advantage of what there's. Meaning, like, if the government of Quebec came out at the end of the week and said, listen, starting June 1st, parks, whatever is, you guys can go out, do whatever, keep your social distancing. after all we went through for 3 months, like you have to have a very good articulate plan so that it doesn't sound like a joke.
There's no plan. It's gonna sound like a joke, Santi. There's no plan. What's gonna happen? This is what's gonna happen. They know they have to reopen because people can only defer the mortgages for 6 months maximum. So after 6 months, if you still don't have your job, which you won't, it's gonna be you not being able to eat.
No,
it's gonna be the other way. Now it's gonna be a real problem.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it'll be worse.
yeah,
It'll be worse, but we will have got in a couple rounds of golf.
People were lining up today to sign up to play golf. Can you believe that?
You did?
They did. Because they're opening.
Oh yeah,
They're opening up the golf courses.
There were grown men crying.
Yeah, and people couldn't wait to go play golf. Amazing.
Oh man, they were happy. Well, we need to get out, and I'm not a golfer, but I wouldn't mind walking through the park.
just walking around the golf course, just like, hey, what are you doing? Just getting out, man. Just getting some fresh air. Just chilling over here.
Yeah.
So, what did you guys think about the UFC? All these.
Dana White is a whack job. He just. That's insane. I watched the fights though.
Yeah, the fights were like, I watched the fight too, but it was kind of like interesting to see. It doesn't matter that we are supposed to be self-isolated and all this stuff. When it comes to sports, people want to see this shit. So the UFC was the outlier, was like the Sweden of sports. So who's going to be the next one? The NBA?
I think it's going to be the NHL. I mean, they're talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna choose 2 cities, 24 teams in 2 cities.
Really?
Have all the players stay in hotels there. So they say one's gonna be Vegas. So let's say 12 teams in Vegas. So it's just gonna be them getting quarantined before, after games, getting tested. They play, they go back to the hotel, and that's it.
Wow.
Go back to the hotel and die.
Well, the entire hotel is gonna be dedicated to the NHL, so everybody gets tested in and out.
So who watches? Anybody can watch or no? It's
no fans.
No fans at all.
Just for TV.
But you can stream it though. Like that's what the thing. This is the biggest. I was talking to someone yesterday, and this is what's. How there's. I did a Zoom show before the podcast today, and I did my first one on Saturday. And Zoom shows, they're weird. They're like what we're doing here, but with random people with random backgrounds or like just their name. They're very strange, but in a weird way, it's the closest we have to stand up. Mm-hmm. And I felt for the first time when I did it that it was like, oh, this is actually kind of fun. But you don't want Zoom shows to get good because then people are so lazy that they won't want to go back to live comedy when things. That's the thing. Like if you can stream it.
Nah.
No, you don't think so?
No way. They're gonna want to get the fuck out of their houses and get
Look, we've been battling with YouTube and Netflix all this time, and people still come out to live shows. There's something personal about it, something exciting about going to live shows.
I love that. That's such a Canadian thing to say, though. Battling with Netflix as opposed to negotiating with them.
No, but it's like, look, Netflix have like superstars. They have like an hour special with Chris Rock or whoever, Seinfeld. And then, we have our local shows. People don't stay home and watch that. They're like, no, let's go watch a show at,
right.
True.
Wherever they want to go, Peroni, wherever we're doing shows. And that's the good part. That's like, okay, people want to come out and see live comedy. Mm-hmm. There's something to it,
Yeah, true. I wonder what it's going to look like, live comedy when we begin again.
But that's the thing, because we're starting to do things like UFC, only the commentators, only the people that are logistically, have to be there. NBA, NHL, just the players, just the thing. We're going to stream so much comedy. We're doing Zoom shows just for laughs. We're going live with people and all this stuff. Like, I wonder because everybody, like humans, we get used to that so fast. Like, I wonder if live comedy as we used to know it is probably only going to be back in like 2022.
No, I think there has to be a catalyst. After, I think, some initial shows, I think people will come back maybe a month. It depends how many people die. If we open up everything and they're like, oh, 50,000
that's true.
50,000 It's coming. If it's like, you know.
Okay,
If
we're gonna put on a show. It's gonna kill. If we kill under 20 people, will you come?
2 comedians and
Imagine that's a marketing pitch. You go like, listen, we've been putting shows in the aftermath of COVID. We've had 14 shows, only 10 dead people.
Yeah,
pretty good batting average.
How badly do you want a spot, kiddo?
It's like you're going bullet, like
only 10% of comedians are dying. Only the survive.
man.
But for comedy, we're gonna have to bring our own mics. You know, for shows, people are gonna have to bring their own mic.
You just have to wash your hands, Santi. You're like the people at Walmart that have gloves and no mask. Just wash your hands when you get home and stop. You know, I don't know. Stop scratching your ass barehanded.
No, but it's not my hands. If it was just my hands. But have you seen some comics that they just like, you know, the comics that get very close to the mic and you know, like or like they cough on the mic, that kind of shit. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but you know, I think everybody's gonna get it, so I think you might as well go ahead and catch it now.
I think it was catch it when you can. You
might have to wipe the stand every time.
Get it over with.
Wipe the stand, wipe the mic, and then give it to the next person.
I think it was Joe Rogan who said there's a pretty cool clip about him. He was saying that he thought it was crazy how I forget what his stance was, but he said something cool in the whatever 2 minutes. He said the flu, there is no cure for the flu. You get a vaccine, if you get sick, you got to go home and like take care of yourself. So we're not gonna have a cure for COVID. You know, we're just gonna have to deal with it for the rest of our lives.
Yeah. We have to learn how to deal with it, though. We don't know because we don't know what it is yet. We don't like. There's a whole bunch of weird shit happening. Like it can affect almost any organ of your body. You know, it doesn't necessarily start with a cough or a sneeze. Sometimes it can affect your brain.
True.
But you see the numbers. It affects a lot of like people our age. It's very minimal. So people over 60. So like John, we can't invite you to do shows for the first time.
Oh, damn. I'm gonna have to miss out on the coronavirus.
But
that's right. I'm on the verge. I'm 59. It's the worst. When I was 17, I used to have fake ID so I could get into bars, and I had to lie about my age when I was 17. Now I'm lying about my age when I'm 59.
That's good.
People, no, I'm 60, but that doesn't work anymore in Quebec.
But it doesn't. I don't think it affects even like a lot of it's 80 plus. So if you look at the numbers, a lot of it is 80 plus. Under that, you have a good chance of surviving it. A lot of people are.
Yeah, but that's like anything, though. You know, like there's going to be more people who die of emphysema or lung diseases who are older than younger because their body's more beat up.
And a lot of times people had some kind of pre-existing condition, and then they're just like, yeah, it was COVID. Like, okay, you know, you pretty much died. You know, you had cancer. COVID, yeah, kind of sent you over the
COVID was the one that gave you the push. You're kind of like, you got to go.
Yeah. Like it's,
the COVID push.
I think the numbers, if you look at the numbers, it's very minimal, like very, very minimal. I think people are just think we're over exaggerating now. Yeah, some people are dying.
Exaggerating too.
But if the media showed how people died from the flu every year, we'd be as concerned about.
Yeah, that's actually a very good point. Like, it's undeniable that COVID has mutated. We are kind of figuring things out as we go. But it is true that we don't talk about the recoveries and the success stories more. We fixate on
because
that. Like,
very few. Because when you knocks the shit out of you, that's why they're not bragging about the recoveries, because you have permanent damage.
I thought they were huge. I thought there was a lot more. Because the last time I looked at the data, maybe not in Canada or the United States, but for instance, like I remember, like there's Johns Hopkins University website. They have a database of all the numbers. I remember looking at the recoveries. The recoveries were actually higher than the deaths.
Mm-hmm.
Where?
I'll send you the website. It's the Johns Hopkins University website. And if you look
for
at
the whole, but who's measuring though? Because the CDC isn't doing anything, and who's like based on what test? Like, is this for the U.S. or for a state?
No, this is a global thing. You know, I think that is data reported by the hospitals that have dealt with COVID.
We had a million.
They centralized it into one database.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you. I track it religiously just because when I wanted to come to New York, I was like, that was my go-to. Because they were like just watching New York, go down was like really bad because it was like 5,000 people dead, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 25,000. I was like, holy shit.
What do you
We've
think?
kind of plateaued at 30,000. So hopefully, we're flattening the curve successfully here, but
What are the numbers now? 100,000
no, it's 30,000 people dead and
in New York.
in New York City, yeah.
Wow.
But I'm in the country, and
That's more than Canada put together. That's more than
I can tell you the numbers. Let me go to the website.
Yep. Or people.
But Quebec had a big spike in cases though.
Yeah.
It's 'cause we're a bunch of degenerates. We don't know how to fucking stay home.
well, there's that, and there's like seniors residences, assisted living, because what they did was they took people from the hospitals, and they thought the hospitals were contaminated, and they wouldn't be able to deal with the numbers, so they started sending them to assisted living, and then assisted living, you have people working in assisted living who they have they're from like Montreal North and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They have 3 generations in the same house. They're all going out working, and that was a big part of the spread in Montreal.
Yeah.
Wow, this puts things in perspective. In Canada, according to this website, there's only been 6,150 people dead.
What?
Oh.
I thought it was more.
According to this website.
Oh, okay.
What porn site are you on?
Well,
Let's see, what was it? According to Pornhub.com.
Everything's gonna work out.
They made a lot of money.
You ever meet those people that get their fucking info from fucking degenerate sites, like fucked up sites? And you're just like, yo, what site are you fucking?
all the time, dude. All the time. People have no idea how to do research. No, listen, dude. This is legit. I'm telling you. Like, I thought it was way more, but it's not.
You gotta
Canada
look
has
at the extension of the domain. You know it's legit or not. If it's like domain.xyz9, it's not a .com.
No, yeah, try to find like a reputable like newspaper, and before I fucking send it out to people. But even if I get it from like another site, that's kind of okay. Even if it's like the Washington Post, I'm like, I don't know, I just fucking double check this shit.
Yeah.
There's good podcasts.
Sorry?
There's some good podcasts, like actual scientists and epidemiologists. Even Rogan had an epidemiologist on, a couple of them.
Yeah, he was good.
No.
That one. I forgot the guy's name, but the guy with the white hair.
Don't remember. But
guys, just to make my point, just sorry to interrupt, but if you Google Canada COVID cases, there is confirmed 80,000, recovered 40,000, and deaths is 6,000. So there's way more recovered. There's 40,000 people, actually close to 41,000 people recovered, and only 6,000 people have died.
Okay, in 3 months.
Yes, but I'm saying like we don't talk about the recoveries, which is a far more significant number than the people who have died. I'm not saying that we're we're making it like not a big deal, but I'm saying if we talked about recoveries and what's gone right and how we can successfully continue to live our lives, I think that that's a way more constructive way of getting out of this rather than like just fixating on.
I don't know. I think that's dangerous because then people go, well, fuck it, then I'm going out. Because there's a lot of cases of people who get like really mild symptoms and they get a sneeze or a cough and that's it. But if that's what we said, that there's a lot of people that are recovered. I mean, you can look at the numbers. But if that's what we said, if we paint a sunny picture, I mean, already in Quebec, in Montreal, in Plateau Montreal, in Parc La Fontaine, it's already madness.
Mm-hmm.
And
you're right.
Then we're going to open up this weekend. It's young people are going to have to start dropping. Sorry guys, but it's your demographic that are
middle-aged.
So they said they're going to open you can go out this weekend. You can go out this weekend in Montreal.
Yeah, groups of 10 or less.
From 3 different households. They have to be from 3 different households.
That's so fucking ridiculous.
I know.
Representing the Mohammadi household, Ali.
How are we checking this?
We're going to send 2 of our people from our household to meet 2
The
other.
honor.
Yeah, you can make trades. You should be able to make trades and shit. Cap and trade.
My God, I trade my cousin for your uncle.
Nobody
Which
can.
cousin?
What?
Nobody
Which
can check.
cousin? Yeah, just send the shitty snotty idiots out there. No, you go to the park today.
Well, this weekend
Mask,
is going
don't
to
be
be
a
a
pussy.
festival. There's going to be festivals this weekend.
It would be wild if John, what John was saying, it's like it only affects 15 to 22-year-olds. They all get affected and die. Everybody would be like, we got to do everything and stay inside. It's like, and then all the boomers like, fuck this, let's go party and go to Tam Tams.
That's actually a very good point. If this was a virus targeted to young people, they'll be all triggered and sensitive about it. Be like, I'm a victim of COVID and you don't understand my pain. And you're like, come on.
And they're going to talk about, I can't believe older people are going out. What the hell's happening? They don't care about the youth.
They don't care about climate change. They don't care about climate change.
They don't care about climate change.
That's funny though, because now I think this is actually once we get back to normal in 2032.
Santi's the most optimistic motherfucker.
He was.
No,
very optimistic. It changed as we went.
2022, now it's 2032. I think he's getting shaken up by this podcast.
But that's
I'm sorry, you guys, but seriously, your demographic, you guys got to start dropping.
Yeah.
You got to start taking hits for the team.
I'm fucking old.
Yeah, we're mid-aged, so
I'll get out there.
We don't fit anywhere, John.
Huh?
We don't fit anywhere, and we're mid-aged.
But what I was gonna say, when we get back to normal, guys, all that like PC culture, like all that extremely sensitive people that were like, oh my God, don't joke about this.
Fuck those people.
They're gone. Like there's no real, like, what are you gonna be sensitive about? There's actually people dying out there.
You know, if anything happens in the future, I'm gonna blame it on COVID.
But you know, Santi, what I was saying is Santi is the guy that I know is the best positioned. Like right now, Santi is the fucking best position. He could cross any border in fucking America, like in North America, South America, he could cross any fucking border. He could live here, States, fucking Mexico,
Yeah.
Motherfuckers.
He's got to travel to get there, though.
Fucking 2 decades. Cocksucker.
He's got to get there, though.
Listen, it pays off to be a fugitive. It pays off to be a fugitive. It's always on the go.
What's it like in New York? Are people in your neighborhood wearing masks? Do you go out?
Everybody's wearing a mask. If you're not wearing a mask, people give you attitude. You know, they kind of like, I haven't tried it because I haven't been out that much. We've only been out since we got back. When we returned the car the next day, we bought groceries the same day. And we went out the week after, like on a Friday, because we needed to buy some things. And we went out yesterday. And that's it. We've been in the apartment. Like, we see people, like go out and like with their masks and like the delivery people, essential service people. Wow. But everybody's taking it very seriously. But for instance, like we do our laundry next door at the Koreans. Shout out to the Koreans for doing the laundry. They're great.
Is it a front?
Shout out to the Koreans for nails.
They rotate the machine or the machine works on its own? You're like, shout out to the Koreans.
They're great. Whenever the first time I went to see the Koreans, they spoke to me in Korean and I felt like home. I was like, they know what's up.
Do they charge you per pound?
They do charge me per pound. And
how much? That's like a U.S. thing. They never charge per pound.
I mean, every time I go do the laundry, it's like $25.
For laundry?
Yeah.
$25?
Give or take, yeah.
Then this year, I'll do it for you for $15.
Santi's fucking rich. $25.
Wow, Santi.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna do it myself.
What'd you get married for? I'm just joking. Lana, kill me.
Go make me eggs
For more recipe.
for more recipe.
But to answer the question, everybody's being very responsible because New York got the brunt of it. Like we got hit the hardest.
Yeah, but
Is it still bad, or has the media just moved on?
No, CNN's still pretty. They're pretty adamant about the end of the world.
But I think New York. So I think the place that got hit the hardest are going to get herd immunity first. If you follow that, that mindset, right?
Yeah.
I think it's going to work. So I think Montreal and New York. I think we should get herd immunity first because so many people have had it, and maybe we've had it. We don't know yet. We
I
won't
hope
know.
so. I hope I had it.
I'm sure I had it. I'm 100% positive I had it.
No way.
I read somewhere that before the quarantine started, they said 250 to 350,000 people already had it in Montreal before they shut everything down, and we didn't even know it.
Yep.
That's what I read somewhere. I don't know.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah.
Dude, you don't get 30,000 people dying. And like I was doing shows in New York in the middle of March, packed shows.
Yeah.
I had COVID.
Wow.
It just doesn't make sense that I didn't have. Like I felt sick. Like my throat felt a little weird, but it was like 2 days of that, and then I moved on. And then I gave it to everybody in Montreal.
Thanks, Santi.
You're just going around fucking giving COVID to everybody.
You can't.
You're like the Wuhan of the comedy scene.
Yeah.
Don't go to Montreal for the next year until 2032.
For those that remain very sensitive to what we're saying on this podcast, I actually didn't go to Montreal. I gave it to Old Naperville, so you're welcome.
What's the count of that region? You contributed probably to 90% of it.
Yeah, it was probably the epicenter was like right next to right there where I was living and my in-laws, like that country house. That was like there's like a red zone.
Yeah, also affected the wireless.
Get away with checking people out when you're wearing a mask, though. If you look at somebody, I mean,
Yeah.
all you are is eyes. So if you look at somebody, they know you're looking at them. That sucks.
John, if we start doing shows, let's say in a month from now, would you perform?
Would I perform? No.
You wouldn't?
Well, how?
Well, we're gonna cross out John's
the
name.
mic? Where?
No. Let's say we do let's say they open up restaurants. Let's say, for example, and they're like, okay, you could do half capacity, and everybody has to be sitting, let's say 6 feet apart. Okay, so we're looking at doing half capacity shows with people seated 6 feet apart from each other. I'm just asking, as a performer, would you perform?
I think if let's check out the numbers and see what the numbers are between now and then. And I think if something can be done to keep the people apart, yeah. I mean, between now and a month, maybe. What I think is going to happen though is that a couple weeks, the numbers are going to spike because we're opening.
Yeah.
But if the numbers don't spike, I can't see the numbers not spiking. It's impossible. If people are going to go out now. But let's just say in a month that we've plateaued and the numbers aren't climbing. And there's been people doing or having gatherings with respecting limits like the social distancing.
Yeah, I think people haven't been socially I'm not saying everybody, but in my neighborhood, you see kids, and they're it's obviously kids from different backgrounds, and they're not
Are they from COVID backgrounds?
No, I mean,
what strain are you?
Like one kid's brown, one kid's white. You're like, obviously, you guys don't you're not brothers. You know what I mean?
You're not brothers, or your mom likes to party. One of the two.
No, like 12 of them, right? And they're all from different backgrounds. And you're looking at them, you're like, all right, well, nobody's really taking it seriously.
I think you're right. Yeah. No.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, if we go back to if we reopen Montreal, New York in a month from now, 2 months from now, and we don't get a spike, I'm gonna believe every conspiracy theorist that there's out there.
Have you guys seen the pictures from Tam Tams this past Sunday?
What?
You
No.
didn't see it? Holy fuck, man! It was like a party. I wanted to be there. I was like, man, I'm missing out. Some fucking some COVID, bro. This Sunday, I don't know. The weather's been nice. I'm not sure how it's gonna be this Sunday. But if the weather's sunny, it's gonna be.
But I'm telling you, if there's no spike in the data, then whoever was like preaching all those conspiracy theories was dead on.
Who knows what it is? Look, who knows like why the media picked this one up over everything else so hard? It was so hard. It was like.
All right, guys, we got a minute to wrap it up. This was a lot of fun.
Just throw something really fucking controversial out there and then wrap it.
We have a minute to wrap it up.
As though I like
by the way, conspiracy theorists. 30 seconds, guys.
It was a good chat. It was a good chat.
I have John back to finish this segment.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what I was saying. We're all gonna die.
Yeah, we're all gonna
I was
die.
thinking of. I think things will be. We'll know things are all right when they name a strain of marijuana after COVID.
There you go.
I like that.
Tonight.
I like that. So, John, where can people find you if they listen to the podcast?
In my fucking laundry basket on Facebook, at the John St. Godard, on Twitter, Facebook John St. Godard, and Instagram. I hate that platform, but I go there too.
Yeah, you got to be on it. Well, don't get on TikTok because that'll be weird.
John St. Godard.
Awesome.
Good job, guys.
Thank you guys for another
nice
fun.
to meet you guys.
Yeah, good to see you, John, and stay healthy, man, and hopefully we can get back to doing stand-up again soon.
You're on stage, buddy.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
2032, baby.
All right.
All right, everybody.